Here's Edwards-Helaire as they will start on the ground. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Christmas Eve here in 2022. A big slate today of Saturday games. But we will have, ready for this, a triple header of action on Christmas Day tomorrow. I think it's pretty safe to say we won't have a white Christmas in any of these places, however. We start with the Packers and Dolphins in Miami at 1 Eastern. Then you got the Broncos and Rams from Los Angeles. And then finally, the Bucs and Cardinals at 8:20 Eastern in the desert. Plus one more for good measure on Monday. Once the family's all gone back home and Grandma's puttered out of the house, grab the leftovers and sit back and watch the Chargers and the Colts from Indianapolis. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Tanner Muse with it. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
1st and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. The Chiefs at 500, 7-7 on the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
And he stopped immediately there. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. Mahomes now to throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick six, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick six, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
On 2nd down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
Not the kind of gain that we'll go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of gain that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, with that low center of gravity and strength, He's going to get those tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. And that will be incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into it because they were there to help break that pass up.
On fourth down, Tommy Townsend to punt for Kansas City. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
Ready up! Pat in the street! Pat in the street! Clear, Lion! Hey, smash Broncos!
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he is going to lose yardage here.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle.
Come on, come on. Hey. Go, Reed, go! Ready?
Walker now on 1st and 10. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early. This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
On 2nd and 10, Smith. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. This defense for the Chiefs, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into 1st downs and hopefully points. Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
Hey, 43, 15.
Second down, back to Edwards-Helaire. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down.
43.
Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire. And he's got room. And that's going to be a Chiefs first down as he's able to get this up past the 40. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on first down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. A shotgun snap and a give to Edwards-Helaire. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Working from the gun, Mahomes. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 37. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Edwards-Helaire. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Throwing now is Mahomes. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss. A CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. We can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance.
Under pressure, they got him again. Darrell Taylor got in there to drop him.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So, yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Play action. It's Smith. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 23 yards the pickup there.
Let's go now.
From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Now Geno. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
He came through well with a nice pass breakup there. Fortunate that he was on the spot. He's the only guy left to prevent the first down.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Geno. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. The threat of a 2nd straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. In motion comes the tight end left. Smith throwing again. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the 1st. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. Here's Hardman to return. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Mahomes into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Smith. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. A gain of 8 there on the play, and it's 2nd down.
At the Chiefs 17-yard line. Ready? Dragon 60. Go.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. And it's caught. touchdown. DK Metcalf, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Now Myers for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Seahawks 14, Chiefs nothing. Michael Dixon, the kickoff.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. Taking it about the 1. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there are going to take this to about the 10-yard line. That good for 19 and a first down.
Hey, smash Broncos!
Here's Walker. And he's going to pull his way down to about the 1-yard line. 44 yards on the ground for him so far. That's what they wanted out of that first down play. Run it down there. Now they're knocking on the door.
The only thing that would have been better was getting it in, and now they can do whatever they want because they've got confidence on their side. Line up quickly and go, or savor it a little bit, but I run right back at them.
On second down, it's Walker. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Now Smith on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Seahawks. DK Metcalf as the first half is winding down. And the Seahawks will extend their lead here just before halftime. Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 21-0. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
So we've reached halftime here. Let's throw in a broadcaster cliche, shall we? Both teams looking for a gift on Christmas Eve. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. Taken in at the 3. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
At their own 19-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that they are rolling, I just don't know how they get slowed down, because they certainly are operating at peak efficiency right now. They might want to think about giving some of their backups a little bit of work, though. Let some other guys get on the field and do their thing and save some of this for the next time out.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton. And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football. Pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the third quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Now Edwards-Helaire. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Clyde Edwards-Helaire hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Extra point by Butker is on target, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Their lead down from 21 to 14, but still sitting in a great spot, up 2 scores here in the third quarter.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10. 113 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
They'll send the tight end in motion left. On the counter, it's Walker. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Kenneth Walker, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks take a 3-touchdown lead. And they drew up the counter there. It worked. They're glad they drew up the counter.
And a lot of times what you're trying to do is just simply get the defense moving in one direction. It doesn't take much. Even 1 step's enough. Get them going in one direction and then cut back against the grain and let your running back finish it off and get the work done.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And they'll start at the 25 as McKinnon decides against returning it. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand They've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions. Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Right back to Edwards-Helaire on first down to about the 40-yard line.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now a carry for Edwards-Helaire, and he'll make it only to the 43, a gain of 2.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 45-yard line. Well, Mahomes finding his burner, Hardman, for the KC first. They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
From the 36, Mahomes throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
On 3rd down, here's Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Mahomes now on first down. And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops and escape this drive.
Edwards-Helaire on the counter, and he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Mahomes going to throw. Man open, it's Toney. He's got it. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 12-yard line. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another first down. Hands it off out of the gun. 118 yards rushing here for Edwards-Helaire. It's a first down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
They'll run with Edwards-Helaire. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Clyde Edwards-Helaire with his 13th touchdown of the year and second of the game. And the Chiefs are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter. Extra point by Butker is on target, and that cuts the lead to 28-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This taken in at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Here's Walker to start the drive. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. They'll toss this out right to Walker. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second and 21, a lot of ground to cover. Geno now to throw. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
With all the success they've had throwing the football as a pass rusher, you know you've got to come hard when you see him drop back to throw. So I really like this call to counteract that pass rush with a screen. It turns into positive yardage. A lot of times the offense says, just replace the rusher with the ball, and it turns into a good play.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the 1st there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock. Really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Here's Edwards-Helaire as they will start on the ground. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it 1 more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Completes it to Hardman. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
1st and 10. It's Edwards-Helaire with it to the 36-yard line. Stop there. And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
From the 36, Mahomes. That is caught by Smith-Schuster. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Edwards-Helaire. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding him out on 1st down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
Again, Edwards-Helaire, but he will not get to the goal line. In fact, he won't get to the line of scrimmage as they push him back to the 2. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
This Seattle defense, they haven't broken yet. Coming up here on a 3rd and goal situation. Oh, and Edwards-Helaire, I don't think he got there. He did not. They'll stop him short. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
I know they're going through all the possibilities right now, but the truth of the matter is a field goal doesn't do them a ton of good. It'd still be a 2-score game, so to me, go for it. Go for it boldly.
Now Mahomes got to have this one. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Juju Smith-Schuster from 3 yards out. And the Chiefs have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Butker is on target. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You've got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you've got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here. Martin, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
Straight ahead, Walker. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. 130 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. And the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive game, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right. But the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life.
Check pass. Corey, 70. 19 right.
They snap it to Smith. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Walker now on 1st and 10. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Smith going to throw it. That's caught over the middle by Fant. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles.
Touchdown! Noah Fant, 27 yards. And the Seahawks look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead now up to 14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken at the goal line. Now on the return, oh no, the ball is loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
Running right, here's Walker. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves them with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, here's Walker. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down. It's a gain of 5, and now the question, will the offense stay out there on 4th and 1? So the victory here for Seattle. Well, if you step back and look at this, CD, a pretty impressive victory. Not the best defense in the NFL they were going against, but it is a top 10 defense in this league, and they're pretty sound, but yet they found a way to get it done and get the victory.
Yeah, I got to give them credit because I think their game plan was really, really strong for this one. They knew where they wanted to attack. They knew how they wanted to execute, and they did it with confidence and a little bit of verve as well.
So for the Seahawks, their hopes of a winning campaign stay alive as they move to 7-8 now on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, this loss really hurts their playoff chances as they drop to 7-8 with 2 games left. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Denver Broncos.